What if the key to making someone realize your worth isn't pleading for their attention or proving you're enough? What if the real magic happens when you stop running after their approval and start lighting up your own path? Picture this. You're standing at a crossroads, heart heavy from chasing someone who barely glances your way. You've poured your soul into texts that go unanswered, plans that get cancelled, and moments where you felt invisible. But today, that changes. Today, you stop being the shadow and become the flame. This isn't about making them regret. It's about making yourself unforgettable. I'm about to share 5 Stoic secrets that will transform you into someone so radiant, so unshakable, that the world can't help but notice. If you're ready to reclaim your power, drop a comment below. I am my own light. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's embark on a journey to make you truly irreplaceable. This is your moment. Let's seize it. The cost of chasing, why you're dimming your own light. Every time you chase someone's validation, you're handing them the dimmer switch to your brilliance. Imagine you're a lighthouse, built to guide ships through the darkest storms. Your light is steady, powerful, unapologetic, but instead of standing tall, you're running across the shore, begging one ship to notice you. You flicker, you fade, you exhaust your glow trying to be seen by someone who's already sailing away. That's what chasing does. It steals your radiance and gives it to someone who doesn't deserve it. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." When you chase, you're not free. You're tethered to someone else's whims, waiting for their approval to feel whole. Let's be real, chasing feels like survival. You send that extra text, hoping they'll respond. You over-explain your feelings, thinking clarity will make them care. You compromise your boundaries, believing it'll keep them close. But what's the cost? Every time you chase, you chip away at your confidence. You tell yourself you're not enough unless they say you are. You trade your inner peace for their fleeting attention. And the harsh truth? The more you chase, the less they value you. Why? Because people don't cherish what's always there. They're drawn to what's rare, what's bold, what dares to stand alone. Think about a time you poured your heart into someone, maybe a friend, a partner, or even a colleague who took you for granted. You showed up again and again, only to be met with silence or excuses. Each unanswered effort felt like a weight, pulling you deeper into doubt. That's the trap of chasing. It convinces you your worth depends on their response. But here's the revelation. Your value doesn't need their validation. You're not a puzzle missing a piece. You're a masterpiece, complete and whole. The Stoics taught us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, our light. Chasing is a choice, and so is shining. So, why do we chase? Fear. Fear of being alone, fear of being unseen, fear that if we stop trying, we'll lose them forever. But let me ask you this. What's more terrifying? Losing someone who doesn't see you, or losing yourself in the process? The moment you stop chasing, you take back your power. You stop dimming your light to fit their shadows. You start building a life so vibrant that their absence becomes insignificant. In the next part, we'll dive into the first Stoic secret to becoming irreplaceable, harnessing the power of your absence. But for now, declare your commitment in the comments. I choose to shine. Let's keep going. This is just the beginning. 5 Stoic secrets to become irreplaceable. Secret 1. Embrace the power of absence. Imagine a bustling marketplace, filled with vendors shouting for attention, their wares spilling over tables in a desperate bid to be noticed. Amid the chaos, one stall stands quiet, its treasures tucked away, a single lantern casting a soft glow. Which stall draws the crowd, the one that screams or the one that whispers its worth? This is the power of absence, a quiet, unshakable force that commands attention not by what it gives, but by what it withholds. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you stop chasing, you reclaim that power. You step back, not out of weakness, but out of wisdom, letting your absence speak louder than any plea for validation ever could. Absence isn't about disappearing in a huff or slamming doors to prove a point. It's about redirecting your energy from those who undervalue you to the one person who matters most, yourself. Think of Sarah, a woman who spent months texting her distant partner, hoping each message would spark the connection they once had. She planned dates, sent thoughtful notes, but got only curt replies or silence. Exhausted, she decided to stop. No more texts, no more plans, no more waiting by her phone. Instead, she poured her energy into painting, a passion she'd neglected. Weeks later, her partner noticed the void, her warmth, her effort, gone. He reached out, but Sarah had already found her own light. Her absence didn't just make him miss her, it made her rediscover herself. Why does absence work? Because humans crave what feels scarce. When you're always available, always texting first, always forgiving, always there, you become predictable, like a song played on repeat until it fades into the background. But when you step away, you create a silence that echoes. The Stoic Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Your absence forces others to imagine life without you, to confront the emptiness where your presence once stood. They start to question, did I take them for granted? Have they moved on? That uncertainty is a mirror, reflecting their choices back at them. Here's how to embrace absence. Stop initiating contact with those who don't reciprocate. Don't announce your exit or post subtle hints online. Simply shift your focus to your own growth, your hobbies, your goals, your peace. Let your silence be a canvas, letting others paint their own regrets upon it. Try this for 1 week. No texts, no calls, no chasing. Watch how the dynamic shifts. Drop a comment below. My absence is my strength. You're not running away, you're stepping into your power. Let's keep shining. Secret 2. Build an unshakable core. Picture a towering oak tree, its roots anchored deep in the earth, unmoved by howling winds or raging storms. Its strength doesn't come from its branches or leaves, but from the core that holds it steady. To become irreplaceable, you must build a core so unshakable that no rejection, no silence, no storm can uproot you. This is about crafting a foundation of self-belief that doesn't waver, no matter who walks away. The Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable." When you chase others' approval, you're a ship adrift, tossed by their whims. But when you build an unshakable core, you become the captain, steering toward a life of purpose and strength. An unshakable core starts with keeping promises to yourself. Think of James, a young man who felt lost after a breakup. He'd spent years seeking his partner's validation, neglecting his own dreams. Heartbroken, he decided to change. He promised himself he'd run 3 times a week, not to impress anyone, but to prove he could trust himself. At first it was tough. Mornings were cold, motivation was low. But every run strengthened his resolve. Soon he added new goals, reading philosophy, learning to cook. With each promise kept, James grew more confident. When his ex reached out months later, he realized he no longer needed her approval. His core was solid, built on self-respect, not her opinion. Why does this matter? Because an unshakable core makes you magnetic. People are drawn to those who stand firm in their worth, who don't crumble under pressure. When you rely on external validation, you're a house of cards, easily toppled. But when you build from within, you're a fortress. The Stoics taught us to focus on what we control, our actions, our mindset, our integrity. Every time you honor a commitment to yourself, you lay another brick in that fortress. You stop needing others to tell you you're enough because you've proven it to yourself. Here's how to start. Choose one small promise today. Maybe it's waking up 15 minutes earlier to journal, exercising for 20 minutes, or learning a new skill. Keep it, no matter how small it seems. Each kept promise is a thread in the tapestry of your core. Track your progress for a week and notice how your confidence grows. You're not building this for anyone else. This is for you. Drop a comment below. I honor my promises. You're not just stopping the chase, you're starting to shine from within. Let's move to the next secret and keep building your unshakable self. Secret 3. Master the art of selective presence. Imagine a rare painting, unveiled only at select moments in a gallery's dim light. Its beauty captivates not because it's always on display, but because it's revealed with intention, leaving viewers longing for more. This is the art of selective presence, being present not as an open book, but as a fleeting glimpse of brilliance that lingers in the mind. To become irreplaceable, you don't need to vanish entirely or shout your worth. You need to choose when and how you show up, crafting an aura of mystery that draws others in. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Apply this to your presence. Don't scatter it freely. Be selective and watch how your value soars. Selective presence means curating your interactions with purpose. Consider Maya, a graphic designer who always said yes to everyone, friends, colleagues, even casual acquaintances. She'd reply instantly to texts, attend every gathering, and share her life openly on social media, hoping to be liked. But her constant availability made her feel drained, and others took her for granted. One day, inspired by a Stoic podcast, she decided to change. She stopped responding to every message right away, chose events that aligned with her passions, and shared only glimpses of her vibrant projects online. No explanations, just confidence. Soon, people noticed. Friends reached out more, intrigued by her newfound calm. Colleagues respected her boundaries. Maya's selective presence turned her from overlooked to unforgettable. Why does this work? Because scarcity breeds fascination. When you're always available, you're predictable, a puzzle already solved. But when you choose your moments, you become a question mark, sparking curiosity. The Stoics taught us to master what we control, our time, our energy, our presence. By being selective, you signal that your attention is a privilege, not a given. Others start to wonder, what's changed? Who are they becoming? This shift isn't about playing games. It's about honoring your worth and letting your actions speak louder than words. Here's how to master selective presence. For the next week, pause before responding to messages or invitations. Ask yourself, does this deserve my energy? Share moments of your life sparingly. A photo of a new achievement, a quiet smile in a story, but skip the captions begging for attention. Show up fully when you choose, with confidence and purpose, then step back. Let others feel the weight of your absence in between. Try this and notice how dynamics shift. Drop a comment below. I am a mystery. You're not chasing anymore, you're shining with intention. Let's move to the next secret and keep crafting your irreplaceable self. Secret 4. Guard your energy like a fortress. Imagine a majestic fortress, its walls towering and impenetrable, safeguarding a blazing fire within. That fire is your energy, your passion, your creativity, your spirit. Yet, every time you let someone who doesn't value you breach those walls, they steal a spark, dimming your flame. To become irreplaceable, you must guard your energy like a fortress, choosing who gains entry and who remains outside. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Your energy is yours to protect. Stop giving it to those who drain you, and watch your brilliance burn brighter than ever." Guarding your energy means setting boundaries with unapologetic clarity. Take Alex, a teacher who always put others first. He'd stay late to help colleagues, answer every call from a toxic friend, and say yes to family demands, even when exhausted. His energy dwindled, leaving him irritable and uninspired. One day, he read about stoicism and decided to act. He started saying no to requests that didn't align with his priorities, limited time with his draining friend, and carved out evenings for himself, reading, meditating, recharging. At first, he felt guilty, but soon his mood lifted, his teaching sparkled, and people respected him more. By guarding his energy, Alex didn't just reclaim his fire, he became a beacon others couldn't ignore. Why is this crucial? Your energy is finite, like water in a well. Every interaction, every yes to someone undeserving, draws from that well. Toxic people, dismissive colleagues, or ungrateful friends are thieves, siphoning your vitality for their own gain. The Stoics taught us to focus on what we control, our choices, our time, our peace. By saying no to what depletes you, you say yes to what fuels you. This isn't selfishness, it's stewardship of your most precious resource. When you protect your energy, you create space to shine, to pursue your passions, to build a life that radiates strength. Here's how to start. Identify one energy-draining person or habit this week. Set a clear boundary. Maybe it's declining an invitation, limiting a conversation, or silencing notifications. Practice saying, "This doesn't work for me," without guilt or explanation. Redirect that energy to something that lights you up, a hobby, a workout, a moment of stillness. Notice how it feels to prioritize yourself. For 1 week, guard your fortress fiercely. Drop a comment below. I protect my peace. You're not just stopping the chase, you're fueling your shine. Let's move to the final secret and complete your transformation. Secret 5. Become your own North Star. Imagine a sailor lost at sea, surrounded by endless waves and a sky shrouded in clouds. Amid the chaos, one star pierces the darkness. The North Star, a steady guide leading him home. To become irreplaceable, you must become your own North Star, a beacon of purpose and self-belief that guides you no matter how turbulent life becomes. Stop seeking others to light your path. Your validation, your direction, your worth, they all shine from within. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote, "No person has the power to have everything they want, but it is in their power not to want what they don't have, and to cheerfully put to good use what they do have." When you anchor your happiness in yourself, you become unstoppable, radiating a light others can't help but follow. Becoming your own North Star means trusting your inner compass over external approval. Consider Lena, a marketing assistant who lived for others' praise. She worked overtime to impress her boss, tailored her personality to fit friends' expectations, and measured her worth by likes on social media. But the more she sought validation, the emptier she felt. One evening, journaling by candlelight, she asked herself, "What do I want for me?" She started small, enrolling in a writing course, not for a promotion, but because it sparked joy. She set goals, writing a short story, running a 5K, and pursued them for herself. As Lena's confidence grew, her boss noticed her poise, her friends admired her passion, and she no longer craved online approval. By shining for herself, Lena became a light others couldn't ignore. Why does this transform you? Because when you stop chasing external validation, you unlock your true power. Others' opinions are fickle, like clouds that shift with the wind, but your inner North Star is constant, rooted in your values, passions, and purpose. The Stoics taught us to focus on our own virtue, our courage, our discipline, our integrity. When you live for yourself, you create a life so fulfilling that others' absence or approval becomes irrelevant. You don't need their light because you are your own. Here's how to begin. This week, identify one goal that excites you, something just for you, maybe learning a new skill, meditating daily, or creating art. Pursue it without seeking praise. Write down why it matters to you and track your progress. Let this be your compass. When others notice your glow, don't dim it to fit their expectations. Shine boldly. Drop a comment below. I am my own light. You've stopped chasing hell. Now you're shining as the star you were always meant to be. Let's wrap up this journey and make you truly irreplaceable. The transformation. Why they'll regret losing you. Picture a caterpillar, once unnoticed, weaving itself into a chrysalis. When it emerges as a butterfly, its vibrant wings command awe, leaving those who overlooked it stunned by its radiance. This is your transformation, when you stop chasing and start shining. By embracing absence, building an unshakable core, mastering selective presence, guarding your energy, and becoming your own North Star, you become a version of yourself so extraordinary that those who undervalue you are left grappling with regret. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Your transformation isn't about proving them wrong. It's about becoming so radiant that their absence becomes their loss, not yours. This transformation shifts the very air around you. Consider Raj, a software developer who once begged for his friend group's approval. He'd laugh at their jokes, even when they stung, and always showed up, even when uninvited. Tired of feeling invisible, he applied Stoic principles. He stepped back, focused on his coding projects, set boundaries, and pursued a passion for photography. Months later, he shared a photo exhibition online, confident, purposeful, alive. His old friends, who once dismissed him, reached out, stunned by his glow. But Raj had moved on, surrounded by people who valued him. His transformation didn't just make them regret, it made him realize he never needed their light. Why did they regret losing you? Because your shine exposes their oversight. When you live with purpose, confidence, and self-respect, you become a mirror reflecting their choices. They assumed you'd always be there, waiting for their nod. But now seeing you thrive, unfazed, unstoppable, they question everything. Did I misjudge them? Could I have been part of that light? The Stoics taught that true power lies in living virtuously, not in seeking others' approval. Your transformation isn't for them, it's for you. Yet, it's this authenticity that makes your absence sting. They don't miss the old you, they mourn the brilliance they'll never touch again. Here's the truth, by the time they regret, you won't care. Your life, now rich with meaning, doesn't hinge on their validation. you've built a world where their presence is irrelevant. This week, reflect on one way you've started shining, maybe a new skill, a boundary set, a goal chase. Share it in the comments. I shine for me. You're not chasing their approval anymore. You're soaring beyond their reach. Let's wrap this journey and cement your irreplaceable self. Imagine standing on a mountaintop, the world spread out below, your heart ablaze with a light that no one can dim. You've climbed this far, not by chasing shadows, but by igniting your own flame. Through embracing absence, building an unshakable core, mastering selective presence, guarding your energy, and becoming your own North Star, you've transformed into someone irreplaceable. This journey wasn't about making others regret losing you. It was about discovering a truth the Stoics knew well. Your worth doesn't need anyone's permission to shine. The philosopher Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." You've declared who you are, a radiant, unstoppable force. Now it's time to live it. This is your turning point. The old you, the one who begged for validation, who dimmed their light to fit others' expectations, is gone. In its place stands a version of yourself that commands respect, not because you demanded it, but because you embody it. Think of Clara, a single mother who once felt invisible in her demanding job and strained relationships. She stumbled across Stoic wisdom and began applying these secrets. She stopped chasing her critical boss's approval, set boundaries with draining friends, and pursued her dream of starting a small bakery. Today, her pastries sell out daily, her confidence inspires her daughter, and those who once overlooked her now seek her warmth. Clara didn't just change, she became a beacon, proving that when you shine for yourself, the world takes notice. Why does this matter? Because living as your true, irreplaceable self is the ultimate freedom. The Stoics taught us that happiness lies in aligning with our own virtue, our courage, our purpose, our integrity. When you stop chasing, you start creating a life so vibrant that others' opinions fade into the background. Those who undervalued you may return, drawn to your light, but you'll have outgrown their shadows. You're not here to prove your worth, you're here to live it, to build a legacy of strength and joy that echoes beyond fleeting approvals. Here's your challenge. Take one action today that honors your transformation. Maybe it's saying no to a draining request, starting a passion project, or simply looking in the mirror and saying, "I am enough." Share your step in the comments. I choose to shine. Hit that like button to affirm your commitment. Subscribe and turn on notifications to join a community of warriors who refuse to settle for less. This isn't the end. It's the beginning of a life where you shine without limits. You are irreplaceable. Own it, live it, and let the world see your light. I'll see you in the next video.